there is passion out there for a no vote. And I don't know how many presidents are listening, but, again, don't force them to vote no, but encourage a no vote and explain to them why.
Which side are you on? Which side are you on?
We got some more callers. This one from a 508 area code. 508 area code. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Yeah, I'm actually a branch president up in Framingham, Mass, branch 334. My name's Greg.
Greg from Massachusetts.
I have a question for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't think did you expect this passion ever since your interview with President Renfro last week? You're hearing from people throughout the country, and I didn't think did you expect this sort of response on your radio show down in Alabama?
Well, I have been following it to a certain extent. I tune in occasionally to Corey Walton's podcast, and I lurk a little bit on that subreddit. So I knew that tensions were high. I was like I told Tyler, I was definitely surprised by the amount of people that are going to be voting no, because like I mentioned, with the UPS Teamster thing, it was a majority that said they were that I saw online said they were going to be voting no, but I did see some people saying like, yes, I'm going to vote yes, and here's why everybody else should. And I'm just not seeing that now, right? And that is surprising that you have an agreement that is being at least tacitly, implicitly endorsed by the National Union that is being so overwhelmingly kind of talked against. It reminds me of that first contract that the Boeing machinists got with Boeing. Right. And we're going to be talking about that here in a moment. But, I had exactly the same thoughts. I was like, wow, I'm not seeing a single person in the machinists union at Boeing saying they're going to vote for this. And that's what happened. So it looks very similar. But what are you seeing as a branch president? I'm curious.
So I have about over 125 active members between three offices, and I can tell you I've never seen the amount of passion towards a no vote. I think in the last contract, I'd say 10% might even have voted. Not that many people are aware, but as a branch president, I am now, again, like Tyler said, we're not telling people how to vote, but I am highly recommending a no vote. Wow. I have my own little campaign going, and I'm seeing a lot of passion out there. And one of the things I can say is, I've been at the convention, I've been in rap sessions, I've heard the president speak for 20 months about this, and I listened to your interview last week, and it's a bunch of broken promises. The table thing is really a slap in the face to my members, my coworkers, that a lot of them started during COVID, worked. When I say over 60 hours, we're talking 70 plus hours. We had a staffing problem, obviously, and they were told by me, because I was told by Brian, yes, we're getting rid of the 2 tables. Now, Brian didn't lie. He certainly got rid of the 2 tables, but he got rid of the one that has the more money in it. Oh, so he did. There's not that many people at Step O anymore. Most of us, I've been here 20 years. I'm at Step P. I'm going to be making $84,000 living outside of Boston by the end of the contract. I'll be all right. But it's not okay for the person at Step D on Table 2 who will be making $57,000 by the end of the contract. That's a big discrepancy in pay to live up outside of Boston. And when you have a national president that continues, and he's doing it as I speak right now down in Washington, continues to push the post office's finances as our problem. Brian should be pushing us to get more pay, and the post office can figure out why they are losing money. And they have spent millions of dollars in tracking devices in LLVs that were born in 1983 that will be destroyed in 3 years. And they have tracking devices for their own mechanics to find these trucks. That's where the waste is. It's not among the carriers. The carriers are the best bargain going right now. They're paying some people $55,000 to work 60 hours a week to deliver 100 packages a day. That's a bargain. So
I'm interested I
talked to Tyler a few times.
Tyler
go ahead. Is right on with everything he says. we need more people like Tyler. Corey does a great job with the podcast. There is passion out there for a no vote. And I don't know how many presidents are listening, but, again, don't force them to vote no, but encourage a no vote and explain to them why.
Hey, 5 seconds. Just wanted to say that this is only possible because of our donors. If you want to see more of this, then consider donating yourself at tvlr.fm/donate.
I'm curious about you as a branch president. Are you feeling any pressure from above you to, so to speak, like toe the party line, or are you seeing any of that kind of stuff, or and are you seeing stuff?
Zero.
Okay, that's great. That's good to hear.
Zero pressure. I there's a lot of issues with the business agents. I have a great business agent in Region 14. He has a great office. They answer any question. I think I didn't even ask how they would just say, I think their advice would be read the contract. If you like it, vote yes. If you don't like it, vote no. And I've had some senior carriers that have walked in my office and said, why shouldn't I like this? What don't I like? And I would say, you have integrity. And you work with these people. We're all one, and you see that a certain few didn't get what they deserve for the job that we do. So no pressure to answer your question. No pressure from anybody. We have a different rap session coming up in a couple of weeks. Hopefully, there's a president's meeting with Brian. And that'd be a nice time for me to ask him. Brian, why you said one pay table. You did go down to one, but you went to the lower one. You said the 100% COLA thing with Top Step gets 100%, and then it's a percentage under that was going away. What happened to that? So, he told you what he thought everybody wanted to hear in your interview last week. And it was the first time you did ask him the tough questions, and he's getting that the last couple of rap sessions. I can tell you that the rap sessions, some of the questions are not easy on him right now. So there is a lot of pressure. And like I think you made the point, he's helping out the post office when he says, this is all we're going to get in arbitration. That's not his job. The Teamsters didn't say, well, UPS only made this much, and the UAW didn't say, well, the car companies only made this much. That's not the union's job to cry poor mouth for the Postal Service. So,
Greg, appreciate your call. Thank you so much.
No problem.
Yeah, I really appreciate that call from Greg. And I got to say, I was surprised Renfro actually came on the show.
Yeah, I was too. And that's, credit to him. I
will give him credit,
There's no way that he didn't know that we're of the... we're sympathetic with BFN, right? Like at the very least, and we had Corey Walton on the show. There's just I can't. It's difficult for me to believe that he didn't know what he was walking into. So that's credit to him, I guess.
Yeah, apparently I missed a hell of an interview last week, but yeah, I really appreciate all the energy from the letter carriers, and as I put in the chat, I really hope that this is a wake-up call and maybe a moment of transformation that past this TA vote, the energy that Greg was talking about behind the no vote, that becomes, something bigger and beyond a TA into a more militant, a more democratic, a fighting union, a stronger union, because the letter carriers obviously deserve it. And, to see your profession decline over generations, and to see, the cost of living not keep up, and to see the mistreatment as something I've heard a lot from letter carriers about mistreatment on the job. We heard that a lot at UPS as well. It's something that's not really appreciated a lot in the media. You don't really get to hear that in the media very often. People talking about being mistreated at work, having jerk supervisors who harass them and bully them, having to file grievances just to have some peace at work. That's something that's undercovered. And, just to tie it back to Greg's comment, I I don't think there's a lot of spaces in the media to facilitate these kind of conversations. So whatever you think of, like me and Jacob personally, whatever you think of the Valley Labor Report and the work that we do try to provide a voice for working class people. And, we're a union talk show. We like to talk about unions and the issues within our unions. And sometimes that means we're critical of union leadership. Sometimes we provide space for union leadership. We try to, have a diversity of voices and viewpoints out there. So yeah, I mean, that's why we do what we do, right? Because working class people deserve to have our stories told. And this is a big part of a lot of people's story right now.
You just saw a clip from the Valley Labor Report. We are live every Saturday morning from 9:30 a.m. till 12:30 p.m. And we pride ourselves on keeping all of our content free to everybody so that we can talk to as many working folks as possible. If you support the work that we're doing, you think that it's important, you think that it's good, then consider making a monthly contribution to the project, and you can do that on our website, tvlr.fm.